Mario.
Surprised. He steals everything he can. At all. We're live.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. We're live. It is 10:30. Thank you, everyone. Aaron is getting all loud. Aaron? No, we love that Aaron is here. All right. Welcome, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026, 10:30. Welcome to the UED Urban and Economic Development Meeting. My name is Anthony Archie. I'm the Tulsa City Councilor from District 2. The first order of business, we call the meeting to order. And second, we want to welcome Hugh Lay to the table for reappointment to the Asian Affairs Commission. Term expires January 1st, 2028. Attended 9 of 13 meetings, hailing from Council District 5. And so, Hugh, welcome to the table. Will you just share with us a little bit about who you are and why you'd like to continue to serve?
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. My name is Hugh Lay. I don't know how I would describe myself, but put it in a simpler term is I'm just a friendly neighborhood helper where I would love to serve the community to the max extent that I can. What I can share a little bit about myself is I am the founder of a nonprofit here in the city of Tulsa. It's called Empower Ed. We support our young people in understanding their next steps after high school, and we are the only nonprofit here in the country that opens a 529 savings account for each and every single one of the students that are enrolled in our program. Yes, if you would like to learn more about that, I would love to have one-on-one conversation with you. In addition to that, I am also a realtor and investor in the city of Tulsa to help people go towards home ownership, because home ownership is important, specifically and especially to build generational wealth. And why I would like to serve is I would like to continue to give back to my Asian American community to ensure that their voices are being heard. And I would like to leave it that as is. Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Councilor Gilbert.
Thank you so much for, again, stepping up and wanting to stay on the Asian Affairs Commission. I truly appreciate that. And coming from a district that doesn't always have the representation on those boards and commissions, I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to do that. So I would love to hear more about your nonprofit that you have. I too I did work with youth with Tulsa Public Schools at one time in my life. So always interested in learning what's going on with the kids these days and what we can do to work together to have a brighter future for all of them. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. We are going to...
Oh, yes, that's it, yeah.
Oh, they looked it up. There we go.
Zoom it in there. No.
Yeah, I added to the agenda.
Thank you.
We will be voting on your appointment on the 29th of this month. You are free to attend, and if you want to speak to those in attendance, you can. But thank you so much.
Thank you, y'all. Have a nice
Appreciate
day.
it. All right, we are going on. This is be a tough one, guys. This might be a tough.
I'm going to have to recuse.
Number 3, Christian Bangle, Councilor Bangle, the reappointment to the Tulsa Authority on Economic Opportunity. Your term expires June 30th, 2029. You attended 9 of 14 meetings. Council District 6. Welcome to the table, sir.
Yeah, did you just talk about Hugh's attendance?
I think I did, right?
You did? All right, I just want to make
Same
sure.
number back, by the way.
All right.
It was not-
I want to make sure I got treated equally.
That's right, that's right.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding,
Oh, no,
obviously.
you're good.
So, yeah, I appreciate the consideration potentially to be reappointed to this. Thank the mayor and for being willing to reappoint me to this, and hopefully with your confirmation, I'll continue to serve on this. I'm excited about where we are on a trajectory as a city, some of the things that are happening downtown, especially as we talk about the hotel motel tax, the convention center, hotel, the potential of a soccer stadium and other things downtown, and creating and revitalizing what is previously, since I've worked downtown since 2011, has kind of been dead after 5 PM, but you can see there's a revitalization and a resurgence downtown. So I love serving on this board. I serve on another or a couple of subcommittees, I think. One is incentives and the other is workforce development. So some of the micro grants that they're providing and some of the work that they're doing. John Tankard just recently came on there, and Aaron is on there, so that makes me a little nervous that I have to, have them sit there and eyeball me right now. But I love serving on this. I love learning, the different facets of the economic, some of the projects, the renovation of some of the historic buildings and the intent to preserve that historic significance that Tulsa has in those buildings. So I love serving on this. And so hopefully you'll just allow me to continue serving on your behalf.
Great. Anyone have any questions or comments?
Thank God.
All right.
It's either a good thing or a bad
That's
thing.
right.
It's already been decided.
That's right.
I know, just walk.
We had a
paper, scissors,
pre-meeting,
let's
no,
go.
just joking. We did not have a pre-meeting.
I'll
I was
ask
not
a
part of it.
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You see
What
this-
makes
me the
you
ring.
feel like you're qualified to continue to serve?
Oh, my God.
Why do you go straight for the jugular every time? Well, I don't feel
I don't have a
qualified.
filter.
I'll be honest with you, I don't feel qualified. A lot of times I feel outmatched by a lot of the folks that are in that room. They're very smart, just like some of you in here.
Some.
Would
I wasn't counting her.
specifically?
I wasn't counting her, that's why I
There's
said,
some votes.
that's why I used the word some.
You had 8, and now you're.
I said some. Some can be a different number. So, obviously, I love being around these smart people, and you know what they always say, surrounding yourself with smarter people makes you smarter. And
Yeah.
I already think of myself as being pretty dumb, so, some of these people ask some really thoughtful questions when we're considering about using incentives and using public funding for housing and things, and so, I think when you have those in-depth conversations about this, you learn a lot about how things work and how things fail. And being able to ask probably some of the most general questions that most people probably wouldn't think of because they are so much smarter, and being able to question everything, whether it's just even contracts that, are they beneficial to us, and should we continue doing things the way we're doing?
Yeah. Well, I just appreciate you wanting to continue to serve. I know that, this is one of our economic engines with the city of Tulsa. So I appreciate your willingness to continue to work with others to bring more jobs, more sales tax revenue to the city of Tulsa so we can thrive. Thank you.
Great. Counselor, was that all? Excellent. Counselor Dexter Wright?
Thank you. I think you have street smarts in a way that a lot of people don't. So I appreciate your willingness to serve, especially as you take on more leadership for the council. And what I do appreciate is you always recognize that you're in that seat because you are on the council, and you bring all of us with you into the room, and you're thinking about all of our districts and the things that are important to us. So that has not always been the case when a counselor goes to sit on an authority board or commission, and so I appreciate that you're very diligent about that. And so thank you for your willingness to serve and do the committee work. It's so important. And especially as we have this partnership between Aaron Persley's office and Partner Tulsa and then things that come to us, I feel like you at that table helps us get our questions asked and answered ahead of time, which is always the best way to do it, so that, one question leads to another question, leads to another question, then we get all of the answers before we're making those decisions. So I appreciate you, and I think you are very intelligent and very smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll double tap that. I am like, double like it.
That's good.
It feels like.
Double click.
Double click.
Can't remember
No
that.
comment. I'm just
That's
kidding.
good. Well, it's just, I serve on some boards and whatnot, and you walk in and you are learning a lot. But I feel confident every time, if Christian Bangle is in the room, I feel like, hey, we're gonna be well represented, so I have all my confidence as well. So
what
great.
you can do.
We're voting on you when? On the 29th, you're free to speak if you want.
We
Oh,
will
you
be.
can attend the council meeting too.
Definitely.
Can I sit
But you
sit
don't
up there
have
with
to. You don't have to.
you? I don't have to.
You're welcome to come, but you're not
Oh, my
required.
God. All right, well, thank you so much, Counselor. All right, number 4, rezoning application Z7867 from RS3 to IM for property located at the northeast corner of West 37th Place and Galveston, requested by Westside Industrial LLC, property owner, multiple owners in Council District 2. TMAPC voted 10-0 to recommend approval of IM zoning. And Nathan is with us.
Good morning, council. So yeah, this is a rezoning application, northeast corner of 37th and Galveston. As you can look at this existing zoning map, there is a lot of industrial zoning in the immediate area. This is actually a continuation of a project that was approved, I don't know the exact time, it was probably within the last year, south of 37th and further to the east from the same developer, with the intent to provide a battery storage facility in conjunction with the PSO substation that exists on the west side of the river at that location. So at the time, these properties are still zoned residential. There's a small pocket of residential properties there in that immediate area. And this is in conjunction with our comprehensive plan, which really slates this entire area to be seen as a transition to more industrial and employment type uses. At the TMAPC meeting, we did have 2 public speakers, one of which was just kind of relaying concerns of some of the remaining residents in the area to try and understand better how the use would interact with those that do still live there. The other public speaker was one of the owners who's included in the application and whose property is actually being purchased by the developer at this time, and really shared a lot of praise for the developer and the work they've done to interact with the neighborhood. I think they did a lot of their own engagement ahead of ever making an application. They're working very diligently with the owners from whom they're purchasing property to get them relocated, to find new housing for them as they go through this process. And so it was kind of good to hear from him and his experience, and he was very supportive of the project. So as you stated, Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the rezoning.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Counselor Dutton?
Yeah, so how many homes are actually still located, residential homes?
I don't know the exact number. It's a limited amount. I think the ones obviously on these lots that would be purchased would be removed. There are some remaining homes to the north, along what is 36th Place, and then to the west across Galveston and between the railroad and Galveston there. And then below, to the south, I believe there's 2 or 3 homes remaining there as well. Go back to the aerial photo here.
So have they sold? Are they wanting to sell
You mean the
The
ones that are
residents.
not included in the application, or
the homes?
not the ones, I'm not aware of any
Eventually to
sales.
transition into the industrial?
I don't think I'm not sure if anything has sold outside of this boundary. I believe this developer's under contract on the 11 properties that are included in the application.
Okay.
Thank you.
Counselor Bangle?
So my question is pretty simplistic. This is kind of a hard shift, right?
A what?
Hard shift
Okay.
from RS to IM. So what potentially are they building?
So the proposal is for a battery storage facility. So these are basically, for lack of a better word, containers that are set up to store energy for any time the grid is offline or we have power outages. They can provide backup power. And they tie directly into the substation that's there on that location. It's probably worth noting that even with the rezoning to IM, the classification that's been assigned to this use is a major utility use, which is a required special exception in all districts. So as a follow-up item, if the rezoning were approved, they will still have to go back through the Board of Adjustment for an additional exception where they'll actually show a site plan and layout for how they're going to develop the property.
Is there an ODP in here?
There's not. No, it's a straight zoning request.
And so, outside the housing that was acquired by the developer, what is on the property line, what is the distance between the closest house or residence
I think
to the property line?
probably the closest proximity is on the north property line there.
Do you know what that distance is, Nathan?
I don't. I don't know specifically how far off it is from their property line. The industrial district, in a situation like this, where it will ultimately still be adjacent to residential zoning on the north side, does have a 75-foot setback on their property for buildings and structures from the residential district. So in addition to however far away that house is on its property, they won't be able to locate buildings closer than 75 feet to that north property line where they're adjacent to residential.
I'm a little bit challenged by that. It's really about, protection of the neighborhood. Is there like some sort of potential screening or protection? Like, I don't know the volatility of this type of development, to be honest with you. So I'm only speaking from that direction and how this might affect, potential neighborhoods, right? But if they've already done the engagement, your community's okay with it. I mean, that would be the only apprehension that I would have something like this on a hard shift from RS to IM.
Well, we're gonna transition to Councilor Hall Harper, but I have not had engagement from the developer or residents as of yet. So my desire is to have further conversation.
Yeah.
To receive clarity, because I do wanna know what ultimately would be the impact on houses that are left in the area, or
Yeah.
desires to sort of phase out all housing in that area and just have a block of industrial, but
Yeah, if there's like some screening or protection for the neighborhood, because like I said, if, I don't know what the volatility of this type of development is, if there's, should something happen, what is the protection for the neighborhood?
So from a baseline, just the zoning code will require a certain landscape buffer and screening along that boundary with residential. The homes that are located to the south of this property are actually already zoned moderate industrial. So they sit in a district that would already be allowing certain industrial uses under the current zoning. And that zoning's been there since 1970. It was applied whenever these maps were adopted.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of,
Build homes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
How are they able to build homes?
The homes were there too. So basically, I think what happened is for decades,
Wild West.
Yep.
this area has been planned for a transition to more employment and industrial uses. And so at the time in 1970, when the comprehensive zoning maps were adopted, they went ahead and applied the industrial zoning to those areas. And the houses have just remained as legal uses.
There's a lot of places in Tulsa that are that way.
Yeah,
Because like an apartment complex that's being built in East Tulsa was zoned in 1970.
sure, yeah.
Along the same thinking.
It looks like there's 11 homes on site in that residential.
Yeah, as long as that's taken into
RS3.
consideration, obviously I would defer to.
The developer is here. Should we bring them up to sort of, no? Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to double check. We'll connect afterwards. All right, anyone other questions? Counselor Hall Harper.
So along those same questions or concerns, are there any environmental? I'm asking
Sure.
for, future conversations, environmental concerns. I mean, we want to make sure that we're not cleaning
Or how do you
up
take that into
a
consideration?
brown
when you-
ordinance, having to do brownfields later.
So I don't,
So
I'm
I
not.
don't know, have no clue. I mean, you just said containers, they're
Sure.
storing power.
Right, yeah, I mean, they're batteries, for lack of a
Batteries.
better word, like batteries that sit there and charge up and hold power until they're needed. for those situations. I'm not aware of
Probably not, but I don't know.
any specific environmental
Community.
issue around it, but I do know that at the planning commission, there was discussion about the potential for a fire, for example, and battery fires can obviously be a concern people have. There are prescriptive fire codes that apply to the uses like this, and I'm positive the developer, when given the opportunity at your meeting, will provide probably some more information on those details, but those aren't something that we are regulating from a zoning perspective.
Okay. Am I missing anyone? So today is the 22nd. We're supposed to be voting on the 29th. Sarah, or someone who's more seasoned than I am, is it possible that we hold this, push it back, so that I can have time with a developer and then have a community meeting to talk about this?
You can, I don't know, did you send interested
Yeah,
parties?
there were
So
two interested parties.
When we received these from the planning office, if there were people who spoke at planning commission, then we send them letters notifying them as a courtesy that one of this will be at the council. And so there may be people expecting this to be on the council on the 29th. So you certainly, you can move it to have those community meetings, but we would want to have time then to reissue those letters so that we don't misrepresent to people when that is going to be on the
And you said
council agenda.
it was just two that had reached out?
Yes.
Two people.
So
Mhm.
it might be possible just to just call them and say, hey, there's been an adjustment?
If we have phone numbers, we don't always have full phone numbers, but.
I think we just have mailing addresses for the two interested parties. We can double check the sign-in sheets from the planning commission to see if that information's on there.
Yeah.
I'd like just a little bit of time so let's talk about that. Just giving a little bit more time for a meeting and community meeting, so.
Do you have a date in mind that we can, so the next possible dates are the 5th.
The 5th, right.
We do not have a meeting on the 12th and the 19th.
Let's do the 5th.
And the 5th, that's just 2 weeks. That's time for community meeting, planning and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it looks like a
Okay.
pretty compact community, maybe even some door knocking, just some walking, can gather the people together, so. All right, well, let's put it on the 5th, and then we'll get together. All right, any questions or anything else? Thank you so much, Nathan.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, number 5, ordinance amending the fiscal year 26-27 budget to make supplemental appropriations of $1 million recognized from unappropriated fund balance within the pandemic relief fund. This is for the OK Pop Museum.
Morning,
Reese is
councillors.
with us.
Yeah, so this is $1 million. Originally, back in 2021, this was, a resolution was passed to give them $1 million out of ARPA funding. However, as we went through things, it was contingent on them finding the match. In 2023, it was determined that ARPA wasn't really eligible for this type of project. So the working group decided to switch that out with some CRF funds. Again, contingents on them getting their $18 million match, so they get the match money from the state. They now have the match. So this is just to appropriate those funds so that project can kind of start.
Can continue. Any questions?
You said they did get out of their match?
They have their match, yep, as of November, late last year. Yeah, so the plan is, they're in design phase right now through the end of this year, construction through 2027 with spring 2028 opening date.
Good. All right. Thank you, Reese. Appreciate it. All right, moving on to item number 6, ordinance dissolving increment district number 7, City of Tulsa, created by the approval of the Admiral Place Community Development Project Plan by ordinance number 23418 on December 17th, 2015, approved by the mayor on December 21st, 2015, terminating as of August 15th, 2026, the tax apportionment financing authorized by the project plan and the ordinance adopting the project plan. Who's with us? Aaron is with us. And Mike.
Sarah made a move again. so he's around the other side.
Well, Council Bacon is hunched over here.
He's off staging,
So
yeah.
both sides of the table can experience the
Thank you
presenters.
for that. Mayor, please.
So councilors, we are doing some dissolving today, both item 6 and item 7. And so.
Should I read item 7 too?
I'm sorry.
They need to be separate.
They need to be
Separate, no, but we're doing dissolve. So, because our Councilor Bingle has been so involved in this process, I want to give him the chance to speak on item number 6. Councilor Bingle?
You're the star of the show now.
So obviously, this was a TIF district that was created in hopes to get the outlet mall that ultimately went to Jinx, right? Unfortunately, this parcel of land to the south side has a lot of floodplain that wouldn't have been developed except for like some amenity and landscaping and things of that nature. We've been reporting zero increment on this for almost a decade now, and I said, I'm tired of this thing collecting birthdays. Next one, I'm gonna bring a birthday cake for it. So obviously, when we don't have the potential, and to Aaron's credit, he was willing to go out and do an RFI, potentially to see what this could potentially be in its current state. The landscape has shifted significantly in that corridor. To the north side of that property, there was an encampment that was there previously, and now LDF is building on that north parcel. And so I'm not sure what the south or other pieces of that property, if that's the same landowner, but this is obviously an increment that has zero intent of collecting any incentive or increment on it, so it might as well be dissolved. So thank you for the work. I know they're tired of hearing me say it.
Councilor Gilbert?
Well, even though we didn't get the outlet mall, it's still named for us. It's the Tulsa Premium Outlet
There you go.
in Jinx.
Yep.
So our name is on the title.
Yep.
You said that LDF is building out there?
Mhm.
Are they aware that this is, or would they have been a part of it?
No.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this TIF was created specifically and exclusively for the Horizon Outlet Mall
Okay, yeah.
proposal, which never materialized.
I just didn't know if they were, okay, all
Could you
right.
sh-
Because
What's
the,
LDF? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're a distributor, a
Yep.
alcohol distributor,
Beverage.
beverages.
Okay, thank
Alcoholic
you.
beverages. What?
I
What's
only
wrong
know
with
one
that?
other name, so I was confused.
Not LDF.
I know it's drinks.
Keep it PG.
That's what it is.
Keep it PG.
And I was like,
Yep.
And that makes-
Because the outlet mall that's in Jinx was gonna be on Turkey Mountain. I think that was the other site, but yeah, but I wasn't familiar with this, yeah.
There were two kind of going through simultaneously way back in, I don't know, 10 years ago.
2015.
Yep.
Counselor Hall Harper, did you have something to say before I go? Okay. Counselor Dutton?
Yeah, so I remember when that was brought to the table, that there was that possibility for that shopping outlet. But nothing could materialize to create.
It was
Some
a
sort of-
sales tax only TIF that was created specifically for an outlet mall.
Okay.
We did not see any interest from any larger retailer that could have
Right.
brought forth anything in relation to what we had inside the plan.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense then, to dissolve it if it was just intended for that specific purpose.
And don't forget, if a project does come to that area, we could do a whole new TIF
Right.
for the area. And they wouldn't lose the time it's already gone into.
Yep.
This TIF that's already happened, so.
Yeah,
It works out.
that area continues to be a recognized enterprise zone, so it is still.
Right, so it would also be applicable to receive the funding from the state.
Well, it could qualify for anything under local control, which is ad valorem and traditionally sales tax.
So as an enterprise zone, wasn't that what we talked about last week?
Opportunity zones we're talking
Right,
about.
opportunity zones,
Yes.
that would be an enterprise zone.
Well, they're two
What-
different,
They're different.
two different things. So
Oh.
opportunity zones, one thing, enterprise zone, separate.
Oh, because I thought opportunity zones came with those 3 caveats.
The enterprise zone can be in an opportunity
Right.
zone,
Right.
but it's not necessarily vice versa.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right, item number 7, ordinance dissolving tax increment district number 10, City of Tulsa, created by the approval of the Downtown Area Economic District Project Plan, ordinance number 2383. All right, go ahead.
And this is another one, but we're actually dissolving this TIF for a whole different reason. It has achieved, it's actually overachieved its increment at this point. And so we are dissolving it because they have collected sufficient funds to meet their project demands as per the project plan. And so I could say we're done.
Yeah, statutorily, we are required to end this TIF whenever it reaches its budget cap. As of January, when the county transferred over the ad valorem payment, we reached that point. In fact, we went beyond it. So we are at the point we need to end it through council action, through an ordinance, and then we will remit back to the county treasurer all of the over collections to be distributed to all of the taxing entities that were affected. So yes, this one was a success. We have made it all the way through the process.
Councilor Bingle.
Explain the term.
The term.
Yeah, the term of the TIF.
Oh, okay. So this is included inside of the Downtown Area Economic Development Project Plan. That was adopted, I believe, back in in 17 or 18. And here we are, not even 10 years later, we reached the budget cap that was set in the project plan. That was set at $5 million in collections. This is for the Arts District. You may remember there were 2 other iterations of TIF that came prior to that on that same area. Once it reached that budget cap, we are required to end the TIF. Had it not reached that budget cap, it would have continued for its full expected term of up to 25 years. The way the statute reads is either up to 25 years or until sufficient funds are collected to meet or to realize the projects. And we hit the second of the 2 terms.
So obviously, the intentionality of me asking that question is incentives work.
Yeah.
When we leverage them properly.
Right. And then downtown is on the move.
Yep.
There's investment in energy downtown. Aaron, did you have your hand up? Did you
No,
want-
I'm just resting my hand
Oh, no.
on
Very
my chin to look
poised.
very intelligent.
Very poised.
Good thing we're not in an auction right now.
All right. Anyone else? Thank you all so much.
Thank you, councilors.
Yeah, absolutely. Those of you joining us on television and on the internet, join us back at 2:30 for our next meeting. But with that, we are adjourned.